Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is our Rice News analyst, Emmanuel Efeni, the great Malabite, who has just taken small chops before coming on set.
Moses' birthday part 2.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning, Mr. Efeni.
Good morning, Rufai.
Ruben, sir.
Yes, the small chops, it was hot. Yours will be cold by the time you take yours. I know that's the beef. Well, we'll start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, Bayero constituting security risk in Kano. He should be evacuated, state government warns. Deputy governor yields to wisdom, apologizes to NSA over alleged interest in Emirate crisis. Court restrains dethroned emirs, directs police to evict them as one monarch accepts fate. Renowned Islamic cleric Dahiru urges parties to respect rule of law. Yes, the Kano state government, the deputy governor speaking on behalf of the government yesterday, saying that the 15th emir, Bayero, should be evacuated from the state because it's constituting security risk. And I think that call is not out of place because the deposed emir, after Sanusi has been reinstated, is still holding court somewhere in an alternate palace. He's receiving some village heads who are coming to pay homage to him as though he's still the emir of Kano. Only a couple of days ago, people purportedly who call themselves supporters of Bayero addressed the press and started marching into the streets in what looked like a peaceful march, you will say. But it ended up with bonfire and throwing of sticks in some areas. Imagine if the supporters of Lamido Sanusi had to do same. Of course, there will be chaos, crisis, and breakdown of law and order. So I agree totally with the Kano state government that Bayero should be evacuated. Yes, it's right as a citizen to live anywhere in the country, should not be trampled upon, but he should not be parading himself as the emir. And of course, this day lawyer, if you put up this day lawyer there, also waded into this matter. Of course, the cover story of this day lawyer, the pullout in this day newspaper is pass that bill to increase judicial salaries now. That is the cover. But the editor, if you put up the advocate column there, the editor of this day lawyer, Onikepo Braithwaite, I call her Kepo, right? Her article this week is Kano Emirate, the law, its uses and abuses. And she looked at all the injunction and the quotes from that article. Even a baby lawyer will be aware of the fact that the Federal High Court lacks the jurisdiction to adjudicate on this matter. It is tried law that a court cannot grant an injunction restraining a completed act. I hope the legal practitioners, disciplinary committee, and the NJC, the National Judicial Council, will mete out the appropriate punishment to counsel and the judge that are involved in this abuse of court processes. Onikepo Braithwaite, the editor of This Day Lawyer, wading into this matter. I think I'll just rest the matter there. Now we move to other newspapers. The New Telegraph newspaper, federal government suspends Air Nigeria indefinitely. It was Ethiopian Airlines trying to fly our flag, says Kiyamo. Of course, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Kiyamo, addressed the media yesterday, of course, telling the world what he has done since he was appointed as aviation minister as part of the 1-year anniversary celebration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And for the issue of Air Nigeria, and you will ask, how come we were all of us, Nigerians, and a minister took us on that jolly ride? claiming he wants to establish Air Nigeria. In fact, from the very moment some billions were spent on a road show of a non-existent airline in London,
Fabro.
it was clear that something was amiss. And he continued on this path of charade until the very last day in government. And a certain airline was flown, painted Air Nigeria with Ethiopian airways crew.
Since they have proof for Nigeria.
And some phantom passengers. And they learned that it has been delivered.
As some people defended them, some people defended the Hadi Zerika. He don't cast.
Yes, so
He don't cast.
now
Nigeria don't cast.
the federal government, as Festus Keyamo has announced, has suspended Nigeria indefinitely. But I want to add and ask Festus Keyamo, there's work to be done.
Yeah.
That Nigeria cannot set up an airline under any arrangement, partnership with foreign or local airlines that have the capacity. Kenya has one. South Africa has. Nigeria. We are struggling. And all this charity going on. I think the real challenge for Keyamo and this federal government is to deliver a national carrier under the best arrangement possible. That is the challenge. Yes, we say welcome that they are suspended Air Nigeria indefinitely, but they should do something. Kenya has one.
Yeah, Kenya has one.
South Africa has one.
Yeah.
Ethiopia has a world-class.
It's a hub.
So,
in fact,
The
Ethiopia
South
has an air
African one is having
industry.
issues.
The Kenyan one is having issues.
but they fly in and fly in out of this country. Dr. Bati.
Currently.
They fly in and fly out of this
Yeah,
country
but there are issues.
with
It's not
passengers.
easy to manage.
Look, we are not. Nobody is saying it is easy. We should be able to do better. What about the Ethiopian airline?
Oh, that one, they have an industry. They have an air industry, not airline. Industry.
So if you want
Miles.
So
Ethiopia has air industry.
so I think we should be in that
No,
league.
airline,
We should
yeah.
be in that league, and it's doable. It's doable. We have the men, we have the manpower, we have the resources as a nation.
You don't have the right attitude.
Yes,
Nigerians mismanage Nigeria Airways. Look, it's a complex subject.
But we cannot just allow that situation to continue. That's what I'm saying.
Are you going to import Nigerians from outer space?
So you mean Nigerians are not capable of running airlines? What of the private airlines we are seeing that are doing well? Even a state.
It's not Nigerians that are running AP, so it's not Nigerians. It's not.
Even
It's about attitude.
No,
I'm being sarcastic now.
Anything that is government,
That's the
Nigerians
point,
don't
Dr.
manage
Bati.
it well.
Very good.
That's the
Granted.
problem.
Dr.
Granted,
Bati, we
but
can
not that
do
Nigerians have the capacity.
better. Nigeria
Nigerians have the capacity.
one state.
Ibom Air.
Ibom
Air.
And they are doing
They
well.
are going international soon. No? Ibom Air.
Let's leave that matter for
See,
now.
it's,
Even I
This
hear
is
Enugu
Nigeria.
also have
They
the
don't have
work.
capacity. They should. Remember,
it's about our attitude.
We'll change our
Unless
attitude.
we change our
We'll
attitude,
change our attitude.
our national character, government cannot manage men.
Granted.
No, we're not.
Granted.
I'm saying under whatever arrangements. Not necessarily government should own it 100%. There is usually
Yeah, flat
government, private sector partnership. But let's do something. We can't just sit idle by and allow one minister to take us on a jolly ride in the name of Nigeria Air. No, that's what we're saying. That situation has to be corrected, right? Okay. Now, if we look at the Guardian newspaper,
People who are busy struggling to buy fuel are losing energy over Nigeria. If they ask you to come and buy a ticket now, you will be struggling to look for money.
Well,
please, next story.
Dr. Bati, I flew my word to and fro over the weekend within Nigeria.
Economy, of course.
Well, it cost over almost 300,000. Well, don't worry, we'll get.
Let's leave that.
What do you even mean by that? You are saying a DMD of a rice TV cannot fly business?
No, not me. Not me. I'm talking of my word. My word, my
It's
case.
even his word. Management.
Which one?
Well,
Management.
let's move on.
Review newspaper.
The Guardian newspaper. We are looking at the Guardian newspaper. Amid penetration.
Go ahead, management.
Amid penetration surge, Nigerians spent over 500 billion naira on data in first quarter. We're talking about penetration, internet penetration and nothing else. Nigerians spending so much, and that is what the Guardian newspaper is reporting. In the first quarter, Nigerians spent over 500 billion naira on data. So the TikTok here, the WhatsApp there, of course, we're spending money. And of course, the telcos are also smiling. Although these days, they complain a lot about the value of the naira, of course, to maintain their infrastructure and all that. But Nigerians are utilizing the benefit of internet penetration across the country. Now, the Business Day newspaper, Naira falls, external reserves dip despite FX reform. And the Business Day reporting Nigeria's bold foreign exchange reforms under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have not yielded the results many expected, with critics faulting implementation. That's the lead story of the Business Day newspaper. They call it the big story. Of course, they're saying it's a May 29 special report looking at how the foreign exchange reform has fared, and analysts, experts are saying not very well. Of course, if the Minister of Finance once told us that the fair value of the naira is 700 naira to the dollar, I'm not sure he has retracted that. If maybe somebody will just remind me. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper, AGF makes case for scrapping of State Electoral Commission, says they are appendage to every incumbent governor. Wants functions, powers transferred to INEC, AGF. The Attorney General of the Federation, Ezekome, warned against legislative fiat on national anthem. Well, the national anthem matter, I don't think I've commented on that, but I'm almost indifferent to whether it is the old or the new, because I don't see how that will put food on the tables of Nigerians who are having hard times now. I don't think that is a priority issue to be discussed by the National Assembly. But when they don't have so much to talk about, you just bring something up, old or national anthem, or new national anthem. Well, but the issue the Attorney General of the Federation has raised concerning the State Independent Electoral Commission, in fact, that word in the nomenclature, that acronym is even a misnomer, because those bodies are everything but independent.
Yes.
So I think we need to take a look, because a situation where any government in power at the state level will just sweep all the seats, councillor, chairmanship, vice chairmanship, at the local government election is unusual, and we know what transpires usually. I think that situation is something that should be visited, not because of any political party, because all political parties who are in power at the state level are guilty of what we are talking about. Now, the Punch newspaper, first anniversary, Tinubu government awards 6 trillion contracts for roads, others. Roads, airport projects, top 51 infrastructure contracts in 8 months. Looking at the contracts the government has awarded in the last 8 months. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, labor private sector operators bicker over minimum wage. Organized labor's 497,000 naira demand, unrealistic presidency. Adds, affordability key to arriving at any figure. NLC 6, minimum wage for journalists in Nigeria, cautions against harassment by security agents. Yes, the labor still hanging on that 497, where they have now brought down their demand. But I think the negotiation will continue. Eventually, all parties will arrive at somewhere, and there will be a new minimum wage that will be signed into law. Now, the Business Day newspaper of South Africa, special voting starts amid isolated issues. Yes, the presidential election will take place tomorrow. Presidential election will take place tomorrow in South Africa. But today, the special voting has started, and over 1.6 million persons are designated for special voting. These are persons who are physically challenged. They will go to the polls today to vote. Then even old people who cannot come to the polls, the Independent Electoral Commission staff will take materials to their homes. They will cast their votes today before the general election voting tomorrow. So I think there's something for us to copy there, because we're talking about 1.6 million people who are designated for special voting. People with physical challenge, those who are too old to come to the polling units. Unlike what we do here, we make a virtue out of hard life. A 97-year-old man who is struggling to get to the polling unit, and will celebrate it. No. In South Africa, they take the polling materials to the homes of such ones. Over 600,000 persons will receive their voting material at home in South Africa today, and they will cast their vote. So I think there's something to learn from that climb. If we just look at the daily newspaper of Zimbabwe, region on edge as Mzazi's vote. Of course, Mzazis, that's how they refer to the South Africans in the Southern African region. Amid fears, South African Development Committee will catch a cold if SA sneezes. Of course, the fear is that South Africa, the powerhouse of the Southern Africa Development Community, if ANC don't get the required vote, there may just be some adjustment. Now, quickly, the foreign newspaper, the UK papers, just one. The Guardian newspaper, global outrage after dozens killed in Israeli airstrike in Rafah camp. Over 45 persons killed, mainly children and women. In refugee camp, Israel is taking this war to limits never seen before.
Yeah, it's really taking the blows.
Yes.
Yeah. And those leaving the ceasefire talks at risk.
Yes.
Thank you, Emmanuel Ifeni. Yeah. Thank you very much again.
Thank you. Well, before we call it a day on today's show, yesterday, Children's Day, was our producer's birthday. Ozioma Godwin Okoli, popularly called Ozzy Okoli. I'm sure you've heard us mention that name a number of times. We couldn't have, have him show his production stern, smiling looking face on air. So on behalf of the crew, we made this video specially
you should come and show
for him. Yes, we demand. Oh, Ozzy, but this video is for you, Ozzy. Happy birthday. Whoa, happy birthday, Ozzy. These are the stars behind the camera.
Yeah.
The people you don't get to see, but who make the magic happen.
It's good to know that Ozzy is also Godwin. Or how do they pronounce it in the word? Godwin.
Godwin.
And it's extra special.
Congratulations, Ozzy Okoli, thespian, playwright, actor, everything.
Man of many parts.
Producer. Yes, but sometimes it can be disturbing. It can be too overbearing. Telling us 1 minute to go.
When you refuse to keep to the rules. Only we see the mind.
It's not about the rules. It's about people trying to arrange things to serve their own
No, not
purpose.
necessarily.
But today is a special day. We congratulate him. We wish him well. We're very proud of him, what he's doing professionally as an artist, and also as a broadcaster. And he's quite an experienced broadcaster who has garnered significant experience, who continues to make a difference. And I'm excited by the fact that he's also doing playwriting. One of his plays is currently being performed.
Yes.
Yes, at the Alliance Française, where the play is showing. So apart from producing for Arise News, he also finds time to do intellectual work and do a lot of creative things. Congratulations, Ozzy Godwin Okoli. I understand that you have provided some small chops.
He has repented.
If any has consumed his own while it was still hot. But he said the small chops didn't come with drinks, so that you provided drinks yesterday. Please, we don't want to choke.
Water. I didn't drink yesterday, because I don't drink anything in the bottle.
I had a bottle of wine yesterday. I took home.
Yeah, you have bottle.
Dr. Bat, you took one bottle of wine home. So Ozzy has performed.
The celebration has continued today.
Yesterday is yesterday. Let bygones be bygones.
1 week implication.
Anyway, congratulations, Ozzy Godwin Okoli, producer of The Morning Show.